Did you go today? You went to the gym?
No, I ain't go yet.
What do you mean go yet?
Yeah, go yet.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah, I mean yeah. It's definitely over now.
Yeah.
Gym closed at
10?
11.
Closed at 11.
Well, no. We'll be done at 10.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's not going to be a meaningful workout.
You can't really.
Well,
get
1 hour you can get a nice workout.
It's not really an hour though.
Yeah, but I got legs today. You know, I can't do that in an hour.
What you gonna do? Cardio?
No, I'm not going. I was at the gym earlier this week, man. Nigga, I'm about to sue my deodorant, dog. Like,
It's not working.
I got new deodorant, so it's like,
Oh man.
But that's the problem though.
Hope it's not that healthy shit.
nah, it's speed stick.
Oh, okay.
So I usually get speed stick, but it's a certain kind. But I grabbed the wrong one.
Okay.
That joint had me in the gym, musty fresh shower. I took a shower before I went to the gym.
You the one that you clear out the whole section.
Nah, see the key is like you got to discover your must before anybody else do.
And what do? You compartmentalize yourself throughout the whole workout?
Try to keep your distance.
Yeah.
You can't check, yo. First of all, you can't check, and you can't start looking around to see who noticed. Because the first person you make eye contact, they know you guilty. Like,
And keep your arms down.
Yeah, like I was doing arms. So
You got to do curls.
My form was elite. You know? My form was efficient. And that was the quickest gym session I ever had. Like, you can't do it. Like, being musty is probably one of the worst tags to have ever.
You know what's crazy?
Because you almost can't get rid of it.
Nah.
It's just one of those.
But in the gym, I don't give a fuck. Like that's the only place where I feel comfortable to be musty.
Nah, it was
in the gym?
Yeah, in the gym.
Nah,
because you're working out.
I feel there's no place. There's no place on this earth. There's no place on this earth where it's okay to be musty.
You know they say there's a time and place for everything.
Sports.
No, there's no time or place to be musty. Come on.
No. Because even if you playing ball, like
niggas can't be musty in the gym.
Yo, no one's
4 hours in the gym.
Musty guy. No,
the sweaty musty.
Yo, there's I can't think of one.
Yo, imagine somebody say, "Yo, bro, can you spot me real quick?" And and you spot him. It's just nothing.
You just gonna accept it? Yeah, nah, I can't.
You're not about to deal with that.
I can't.
You can't beat it. Like you could like. If you're ashy, it's embarrassing for a day.
Yeah.
But if you're musty
that's true.
And people know you're musty, you're always known as musty.
Because it's even I think that's probably one of the only like designations that like will stick to you for life. Because if your breath stinks, your breath can stink one time. It's like, all right, well, whatever. It's morning, whatever.
Nah, having stink breath might be as bad.
No, but the thing
that's
is,
the top three.
No, it's bad. But you have to have stink breath. You have to have stink breath multiple times to be known as a guy with stink breath. You never go to somebody once and be like, oh, yo, his breath stink. Yo, that's it.
I disagree.
No, how?
You ever had somebody with halitosis, bro? Like, look, that don't. No matter how many you brush your teeth, how many times you brush your teeth. That's what I'm trying
to say, though. But that's multiple. Those are multiple experiences. I'm talking about one time. You're not going to meet somebody one time. They breath stink. Meet them multiple other times. It don't stink and be like, oh, that's the guy with the hot breath.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. No, I disagree. I disagree because I disagree to a degree. Like if you're musty, yes, that's just you're tagged with that. You're tagged with being musty forever. But I'll never forget a stink breath scenario. People have some stink breath scenarios.
That's terrible.
That's true.
Because it's like that's when especially if it's somebody you trying to holler at.
Right.
Because it's like yo, I'm trying to kiss you. Like
that's
now it's like
that's a turn off.
You talking to me? That shit crazy. Like it's hot.
You know what it is as well. I feel like when you're musty, people don't leave the house. Not to mind, I don't think anybody leaves the house knowing that they musty.
Unless you ran out of deodorant,
right? Unless you ran out of deodorant, but you probably gonna like clench your pitch or something like that. So nobody leaves knowing that they're musty. But I feel like people with stink breath, if you know you got stink breath, you gonna buy some gum. But when you smell it, that just means that person has no idea. The world.
Yeah, no clue.
They just feeling filling the air with funk.
Doing this shit for
They're the
the
most talkative people. It's not like somebody. It's not like I forced some words out of somebody and their breath is like, oh damn, they don't stink. No, they was talking to me. They was talking.
What's some petty reasons why you stopped talking to somebody?
Stink breath. I went on a date one time with this girl and we went to Smith's on U Street. Bro, first of all, that food was not that good, but it was expensive. She ordered something and she ordered like mad fixings, mad add-ons, and the waiter's like, "You want that? You know, it's gonna be extra." Like, oh, that's fine. You want it's gonna be extra? That's fine. Oh, bro, when I say she took a bite and then take the leftovers. Yo, I didn't mind paying for it.
Yeah,
she's like, this is good. It's like, oh,
all right to go.
Would you like a box? Like, no, that's fine. And I'm just like,
she didn't take the box.
Nah, she didn't take the box.
You see,
well, she took a bite and then left.
No, like
she was done eating.
We was told she was done eating.
Oh wow!
So she just nibbled a little bit, so she took all the fixings for that one bite. I was just like,
now and again, that wouldn't sit well with me.
I'm like, damn, you're not gonna be hungry later.
That wouldn't sit well.
No, I got food at home.
One of my pet peeves is wasting food. So that would have got me off rip. It's like, again, like you said, if it was a money thing, all right, whatever, that's on you. But you're saying, it's not even about the money. If I'm going to spend it, I'm going to want you to enjoy what I just spent my money on. Yeah, but the fact that you racked everything up and you got the works, and then you left it there for the trash can. Y'all couldn't do it.
Yeah, when I say it was a full plate of food.
I couldn't do it. Nah, box it up. Take it home. Make me feel better because... That's not.
I would have rather you box it.
Now you got to box it up.
Gave it to somebody.
To homeless.
Something.
That would have been a plus. Like, oh man, she's a humanitarian.
I don't know.
If I wanted
humanitarian of the year.
If I wanted to feed the homeless that night, we could have just found somebody.
Could
have went somewhere cheaper. Right?
Could have got a jumbo slice.
Do homeless people like food that's been eaten?
Exactly. I don't know.
Yeah, they eat. They yeah,
you don't know that.
Yeah, I literally one time, it happened multiple times. One time, like I have food
multiple times. One time, you was like, "Buddy, you want this? Hold on." It's really good. It's really good.
I'm not hungry. That's just like, they still people. They just don't got homes.
I'm trying to tell you multiple times. This happened in Jersey and this happened in DC. Like I have food. And like, say like if you go out and you about to go to the club and you can't finish it or some shit, and you throw it away. I saw them digging the garbage and dig it back up. As soon as I put it in there, I seen him right before I was about to throw in the garbage. He was like, no, you good? You want the rest? And I was like, yeah. He took it. So hell yeah, they hungry enough.
I think that shit. If they're hungry enough, because I've seen that too in New York.
But I've seen some bougie bums too.
Yeah.
I've seen some way bougie bums.
I mean, I don't know.
Bougie bums is a thing for real.
I don't know if that. I don't know.
Yo, bougie bums is a thing, bro. You ever had? You know what a bougie bum is? When they ask you for money and then you tell them you'll give them something to eat and they say, nah, give me the money. That's a bougie bum.
I want something bougie.
Nah, bro, that's bougie, bro.
They just want that
bro. You
specific.
Have nothing. What are you like? Beggars cannot be choosers, bro.
Yo, but it's not bougie.
That's bougie, bro.
They don't want the money for food. They want the money for something else.
But you know you want food. You know you're gonna need food.
Sure,
that's pretty bougie.
I don't know, like with me, like I just don't trust people. So I know that if I'm homeless, like I just wouldn't take if I don't see you getting it for me, I just wouldn't take.
I got another bougie bum situation, and from time to time, I do feed the homeless people. You know what I mean?
What does that mean?
Like if I, they always ask like, oh, they want some food. If you got a good story, I feed you. You know what I mean?
You hear the story first.
Yeah, I gotta hear the story.
You can't just hear the stomach rumbling.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I never heard stomach rumbling, but if I heard stomach rumbling, but anyway, I fed this guy one time. I said, "Oh yeah, you can get something, get something from Subway." And bro, this nigga proceeded to order like 3 subs, bro. Yo, I swear to God, bro, this nigga ordered chips, bro.
Nigga, is that a bougie bum?
Bro, that's a genius,
bro. I told this nigga to get 1 sandwich, bro.
No, you didn't. You said you can get Subway. This nigga said it's a lifetime opportunity. He said, bet. He said that story worked. Fuck yeah.
He said it's only $3 $5 football.
Yo, my man was like, yo, I'm gonna be
Yo,
hungry
pocket
tomorrow,
watching is
bro.
wild.
He said, I'm gonna be hungry tomorrow, and I don't know where you're gonna be. So I'm gonna
yeah.
do this.
You know what's crazy going to Subway? I mean, I haven't been to Subway in a minute, but you go to any restaurant, they got the tipping. Like you got to tip everywhere.
Yeah.
Did y'all know that? Apparently, DC or DMV is like the worst tipper.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, we're the worst tipping nations, and it's because it's automatically
like you.
No, it's because of automatically 25% gratuity on top of it. And then nowadays, I went to a spot. They said, "Yo, it's a 25% service charge," and then on the bottom they said, "This will not go to the servers." Who the fuck is going into? Like it's going straight to the top. Like it's going straight to the company's pockets,
You
and
ain't
then
paying the servers. I ain't paying the servers. So
Yo.
the servers ain't.
Like, not even that, but like it makes sense on why people pay less, because even if you pay 25% on top of what they pay, they will pay. Okay, somebody may still give a generous 10% or 12%. You know what I mean? But if you still want another 18% or 20% on top of that,
Well, I'm just curious.
like that's crazy. That's 20 on 20, bro. What are you, the hotel?
As to what I guess avenues they're using to evaluate that, right? Because I think like tipping at a club or at a coffee shop is different than tipping at a restaurant or tipping at a bar. If I'm at a bar, whatever, I'm gonna tip. I mean, 15%, whatever. Usually not more than that, depending on the service. But if I'm at a restaurant, again, 18 to 20%. But if I'm at a coffee shop, I'm not giving you anything. So yeah, if you get
nothing,
You're not giving that to your barista?
Yo, why?
It's like the same thing as just making a drink.
That's a nice sweater, you know.
No.
Wait, what?
Okay, do y'all tip on takeout?
No. There's no service to be performed.
If I'm going and getting out, no.
Yeah.
That's interesting. No.
If you go to a restaurant,
That's all
you're
cooks.
taking out,
That's all cook work, and he
what's
get
the
paid already.
No, yeah. First of all, one, no, I don't tip on that. But two, what's the difference between that and me taking out my coffee? Yo, that's the same thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, no, I don't. Deliveries have to get tipped, right? Because you're actually doing something. But if I'm doing everything and you're just doing what you would normally have done, no. Granted, though, I guess if you look at it, if I would have sat down, I would have tipped. And if I would have...
First of all, since when tip was mandatory?
I don't think it's ever been mandatory.
Tips was supposed to be for optional, for exceptional services only.
Not really.
Yes, it was. It's for people who are giving exceptional service, not you doing your job.
That's incorrect.
It is. Yo, you want to?
I would think 20% is for exceptional service, but I think you're always supposed to tip something because somebody's serving you.
That's true, but tipping really started in the Great Depression when patrons would tip servers so that restaurants could stay open because they weren't able to pay their employees, and they just the restaurant industry just kept that practice. But that's how it started. It started not because of exceptional service. It started just because people who could afford to still go out to eat, that wanted restaurants to stay open, they would tip on top of their meal so that the workers can get money.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Well, that's the only because businesses was flopping.
No, but that makes sense. But there's other service industries in which you tip. I mean, maybe not you. You seem kind of cheap. But like if you at a hotel, you know what I mean. You're supposed to tip. You're supposed to leave a tip for the people who's cleaning your.
What's the standard behind that?
What's the what?
What's the standard behind that?
I think it depends, but it's like $20
supposed
a
to
day
tip
or
your
something
what?
like that.
You're supposed to tip your
the people who clean your sheets after when you're in a hotel. The people who clean your sheets every day.
They don't even clean the sheets no more.
Yeah, I never did them.
No, they do. I know.
That's what make the bed, but they don't change the sheets.
So when you supposed to,
and you don't get your new pillow.
Did y'all didn't tip the people when we was in Costa Rica, the people who changed our
we did.
Our pillows,
but that's different. We bought the villa.
It's not different. It's the same thing, except we stayed in the
different.
Airbnb instead of staying at a hotel.
Yeah.
So if you stayed at a hotel, you wasn't gonna tip them.
No.
See, and that's why they got the mandatory joint.
People like you.
No, but for me, it's like, look, yo, this is the reason why inflation is going around America. Yo, corporations are putting
whatever you about to say is not the reason, but I'm gonna let you go.
Yo,
I'm gonna let you
go. Well, one of the reasons, but. Don't put your employer costs on me, yo. That's basically what you're doing. Like, you don't put your employer costs on me. Like, pay your employers a livable wage. Then you wouldn't be kind of dependent on us. So if we want to tip, if we don't want to tip, it's extra, but not like life or death. You get what I'm saying? And don't get mad at me because I'm not tipping. Get mad at the nigga you working with. He the one that don't want to pay you.
You should.
Like,
I feel like you should always tip. The amount that you tip depends on the service, and you can't be like. And I feel like there should be a base minimum, which is like 15%.
Why am I tipping you for your job? That's what you do. A tip is if you do above and beyond service. Like if you're doing like average to subpar work, why am I tipping you?
Do you tip your barber?
No.
Did you ever tip your barber?
If it's a very exceptional, like if it's a very exceptional, like it's very exceptional.
That's why barbers keep leaving you.
Yeah,
I hold on to a barber since.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I used to tip my barber every time. The only reason I stopped tipping is because prices got so high, and I'm like, you built in your tip. I don't tip anymore. Haircuts are $50. I'm not tipping you.
Exactly.
That's
Paying
it.
$50 for a cut?
Yo, it's $50 for a cut.
No,
That's nasty. That's nasty.
Yo,
bro.
I know. That's why it's a built-in tip. So it's 40 with a built-in
Built-in
tip.
tip.
It's 40 with a built-in tip. I paid 40 for the cut. But when cuts was 20, 25, yeah, I used to tip every single time.
Yo, my barber not watching this. Yo, don't raise the price. I like the price. But speaking of like, paying employer costs, I remember this was years ago. I wrote on Facebook, I was like, yo, it's not my job. First of all, let me preface this by saying I do tip. And I'm a generous tipper. Like I tip at least 18, typically 20%, sometimes more, depending on the service. But I was like, yo, it's not my job to pay, a worker's salary. It's the employer's. Yo, tell me why all the servers came from my neck.
Because
and the servers can come from my neck because I was a server too.
And you got tipped.
Yo, first of all, serving sucks. Like the fact that you got to work for tips,
but somebody
that shit
has
sucks.
to do it.
Yeah, but not me.
They was like, if you don't want to tip, stay home.
No, if we all stay home, then you don't have a job. So that doesn't make any sense. Then you don't have any business.
They're not asking me to stay home. They're asking you to stay home.
Yeah, but regardless,
if you stay home, they good.
But think about this: most restaurants are running in a split even margin. Most restaurants are split even. So they have a lot of cash flow, but they don't have they're mostly split even.
So if you hold me,
how about this? Let me say, if you take away, all right, people like, if you can't afford, if they lose 20% or 30% of income, then they can't even stay afloat. So to tell people to stay home, the business won't even be running, and then you won't be working at all. So the thing is, at the end of the day, you still get your minimum wage, because the thing is, if you don't get your tip, the employer pays you. You get what I'm saying? So if the employer pays you a livable wage, then you wouldn't have be really like thirsty for it. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, don't get mad at me. Get mad at the employer. Fight the system. Don't fight the people. Don't come out my pocket. You get what I'm saying? Fight the system. Because the system is never going, like, if you don't fight the system, it's never going to change.
I don't think I've ever met somebody who...
In Europe, they don't tip.
Actually, maybe...
There's other systems in not in America where you don't tip and it's acceptable. In Asian countries, you don't have to tip. Like,
I don't think I've ever met somebody who's been in a position that other people are in and took an opinion or a stance on the opposite. You're saying, I've been a server, I've been where you are, and what's your advice? Fight the power?
Either fight the system.
You want them to pull himself out of the bootstraps?
Yeah.
No, either fight.
What are you talking about?
Listen to this. Don't get mad at the system. So for me, even when I tip, I knew the system was already rigged. Right? The system is not even. First of all, tipping is not even how it even used to be. Back in the day in the '90s, like, you would get tipped based on your performance. Now in the tipping is all pooled. So regardless, if you can pull in $400 worth of tips that night, and then somebody else put in 60, but it's all pool percentage anyway, so you're not even gonna get the whole 400.
It's called group economics.
Yeah, that's a terrible system anyway. That's a terrible system. You're performing. You're rewarding the poor performers.
You're not rewarding the poor.
And yes, you are. If I make $400 worth of tips and somebody else works $60 worth of tips, and we pooling in at the end of the day, I end up with 125 or 150 tonight, or maybe 200, and he ends up he garnered $60 worth of tips, but he ended up getting 125. You cutting me short 200, and you giving him double than what he earned. So the high performer is actually losing and actually diminish. Actually, I have to.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true.
That's not true, because
it is true.
No, because what if I'm a high performer and I get your table? now I'm naturally, no matter what service I get, I'm about to get a short tip.
No, what you mean?
You don't tip.
Oh no! I see. I don't tip. I do tip. The thing is, look.
You just talking about fight the power.
Listen.
Guardian.
Listen. I tip whenever I see above an exceptional performance, like. And if I like, that's it. I'm not like, I have to give you. I'm not the type of person. All right, so what we talking about? Restaurant?
We talking about restaurant.
All right, so in a restaurant, somebody who's prompt, attentive, somebody who actually knows the menu, somebody who actually goes and pays attention and don't just disappear after, you know what I mean, get my water, make sure my water's refilled, like an actually good server. Okay. Like somebody who actually knows the menu. Not somebody if I ask you with some, I don't know, hold on, let me go back, and you're going back 24 times and I ask you something got onions in it, and it pulls up, you tell me it don't, but it do got onions in it. Okay. And I'm supposed to still chip you 18% as somebody, like, why would I do that?
It sounds like to me
like I'm awarding poor performance.
You like standard service. To me, that's standard.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because if you're saying you're tipping on standard service, I could respect that. You're calling it exceptional, but I think to me, like that should be the expectation.
What?
Everything that you describe.
Shit, that's not how it is, though.
I understand that, but if you don't,
that's not how it is.
If you don't get that, then that's bad service.
I think for me is you don't have to know the menu through and throughout, but I do think servers who do know the menu through and throughout is exceptional service.
That's how they win with you.
Like, you get what I'm saying? But that's not a standard. Like, you should know what's on it. You can go back and, like, for me, is if you don't know, go back and say, let me check. You get what I'm saying? I'm not knocking you for it, but I wouldn't say that you have exceptional knowledge of the menu. You get what I'm saying? So that wouldn't cost for my exceptional service. But if you go around and you kind of like, you know, a lot of people, they don't like, instead of them figuring out the answer, they just kind of like dismiss you and just say anything just to get you to remove.
Yeah,
like when you're doing that, that's bad service. Exactly.
If you
but people still deserve to be tipped 18% for that.
If you go to a restaurant and you say, "Excuse me, sir, what's in the spaghetti and meatballs?"
Like, you get what I'm saying?
You want them to tell you, "Yo, spaghetti and meatballs." You don't want them to be asking the chef what's going on.
But no, say like, you know, people, no, some say oh, I got an allergy. Like, do you know what I mean? Does this have mushrooms in these tomatoes?
You got allergies?
You get what I'm saying? People do have allergies.
No, I'm talking about you.
I've been out to eat with people with allergies.
No, I'm asking if you have allergies.
Yes, I have allergies.
You don't have no allergies. So I get what you're saying, but what you're describing is so I think we're all in agreement. What you're describing is standard service, and I'm like, at standard service, you deserve to get tip.
That's correct. So let me ask y'all this: if you go somewhere with somebody,
but it's what I want to tip, not what you think I should tip.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I mean, everything has industry standards. That's why they call industry standards.
So if y'all two go out and you split the bill, are you supposed to match tips or?
Hell no. Because everybody's service could be different. He could fuck up your order and he didn't fuck up my order, so you think he's a good service.
What if we got? What if you both got the same?
He may think that, oh my gosh, this guy is amazing, and I may think he's running a mill.
I understand, but what if you got the good service that you wanted? You know, and then you look at
it's still based on my discretion.
You look at my receipt and you see $0. You know,
yeah, that's your discretion. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be like, the thing about tips. This is the reason why people get upset, because people bank on tips to survive, and that's the reason why that like service industry economy like isn't sustainable. Honestly,
it is sustainable.
No, it's not sustainable.
It is sustainable.
Yeah, it's sustainable if you're working 80 hours a week and you busting your ass off, and you good with the managers, and you getting good tables, but not the average server, bro.
Yes, because people like you aren't.
No, it's not. Yo, bro.
That's you're saying these people aren't making money. Why aren't they not making money? Because niggas like you go to the restaurant, eat whatever they got to eat, drink whatever they got to drink, and don't feel like you have to tip a portion of what your bill is. That's the standard.
I pay my bill. What are you talking about? The tip is extra.
No, yes, you paid your bill, but what I'm trying to say is, like, it's not just servers. Like, there are professions
if
out
they
there.
had a livable wage, right? If they had a better hireable
wages, though. Like, there's like, that's not the only profession that doesn't have a wage, and so that's
they do have a wage. It's just a low wage.
Okay, so that's not the only profession that has low or no wages. Other professions have low or no wages, and they still deserve to get paid. For the service that they provide.
Yeah.
You're saying that you're giving me a service and I don't want to pay you for that
No,
service.
but you're employed by somebody who's who that you said that's going to pay you. Now you want your employer to pay me, and you want me to pay you.
Why are you worried about who's paying them? They're providing you the service, and you worrying about where they're getting.
Because I already paid the company.
No, you pay for your food.
Yeah, I paid.
You paid the food and service is different. Yo, you pay for your food.
The tip isn't the service. The service comes into the whole restaurant. Because regardless if I tip or not, you're going to perform the service of being a server regardless.
It's one
because the employer still has a base pay, a minimum base pay to play the employer.
Again, you're worried about what somebody else is paying them. What I'm trying to say is, you're right.
They worried about what I'm tipping them.
Correct, because they're providing you a service. That's what I'm trying to say. They're providing you the service anyway. So the least you can do is that, you know what, yo, no matter how I was acting, no matter what's going on, you did this. You gave me my food. You gave me you did what you did what
you're supposed to do.
Least I can do. All right,
you did what you're supposed to do.
Correct. Now do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and
tip that person.
No, that tip is not what I'm supposed to do.
That is what you.
That's what society peer pressure people to do. I don't succumb to peer pressure.
Like, you do succumb to peer pressure.
Not really.
You just don't like. Okay, you're not this guy who just like goes against all social norms.
Not all, but I'm just saying like.
So the social norms that you adhere to is because of
the
society.
Thing is, when y'all go to restaurants, y'all go like, oh, I have to give them 18% of. I give them like, yo, I look at the service like, this is $5 worth. This is $10 worth.
Nasty,
this is $15 worth.
Nasty.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Yo,
but
like, this is like.
You do the societal norms before you walk into that restaurant.
Yeah.
So follow it.
No, I don't have to. That's the thing. I don't have to. Take it up with your employer.
How do you want them to? What does that even mean?
Because think about this. I do with auditors. An accountant, they perform a service. Should I tip them when they do an exceptional audit, even though they're already paid to do doing exceptional jobs anyway? Like, that's your standard when to work as a job, right? The thing is,
that's not how that works.
It does work. It's a service. It's all a service industry. Yeah, but it's a service industry. It's all the service industry. It's just a food service industry and a professional service industry. You get what I'm saying? It's all a service industry.
It's not the same. As an accountant, people are
paid
different ways.
You know why? And that's what it is. We tip because we know the employer do not pay their employees a livable wage. So now we're succumbed to fall into peer pressure to pay them. Where it's like, no, take it up to your employer.
I honestly and truly have no idea what any of my servers get paid. I do not know what's on their W-2.
You do know, bro.
I have no idea.
Bro, you know the minimum. I
have no idea what the minimum wage is.
Really? You don't know what the minimum wage in the state that you live?
Share it with me.
Well, DC is 15. With Maryland is what? 10.50?
Say whatever you want. I have no idea.
Yeah, but servers have routinely been paid below minimum wage.
Yeah, usually like $2 an hour.
Okay, so that
shit was like $2 an hour.
You're saying they're
$2 or $5 an hour, bro. That shit was
somewhere
crazy.
Between 2 and 15. And you're saying because they might be getting 15, like they ain't getting any more.
So how about this? If your server is getting paid more than you, would you still tip them? If they was getting paid $100,000, each server was getting paid $100,000, would you still tip them? Because it's still a food industry, and because
I'm not a pocket watcher. So
yeah, I probably
so you would. You still pay them. You would still pay them
if they wore their salary on their shirt.
No, I'm just saying if everybody to be a server, you bank $100,000, would you still tip them?
But you know what it is. You know.
No, nobody would still tip them.
Yeah, but chances are,
nobody would still tip them. Nobody would still tip them.
But you know what?
Nobody would still tip them.
You know what it is? It's like I'd rather the way we have it with standard tipping versus where a lot of restaurants are going. Quite frankly, that I think about because of people like you, which is standard gratuity.
No,
and so when you go to a club or something like that, and they got standard gratuity, or you go to some of these ghetto restaurants, and no matter how many people are sitting down, they got standard 25%. Then you can get shitty service, and there's nothing you can do about it. You paying that 25%. That's the world you want to live in.
Well, this is the thing. Restaurants they didn't add the standard gratuity because of people wasn't tipping. They added the standard gratuity because they're greedy and they used COVID as a reason.
Because before COVID.
But it was because ever since COVID, service charge has been an abundance in restaurants.
But I think service charge is different than standard gratuity.
What you mean?
There's a service charge.
A 25% service charge. That's what we're talking about. That's why you said that's why they add no service charges, because you said people wasn't tipping. That's what you're saying, that right?
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. And the reason why they did a service charge, mainly because of COVID. It's the same thing what they did with the tipping back in the Great Depression. They added it on when people needed it, and they never took it off when people didn't need it. It's the same thing.
Because now that workers are getting paid.
Because they continue, the governments continue to up the standard for servers, but these restaurants are not taking away the 25% service charge, and they already taking it to not. And when you look at some places, they'll tell you they're not paying the servers. So where the money going to? So it's not even like you paying the 25% to pay the service that people wasn't tipping. They taking the money just to keep for themselves.
So you pay that 25%, and then
so you gotta pay attention to restaurants, bro. Ask them what that server charge is for. Because I talked to some servers, and that's when I kind of felt bad when they was like, yo, we was having conversations, and he was like, yo, we don't get none of that 25% service charge. And I was like, what?
I don't think you felt bad.
No, I did feel bad, because if I see 25%, I'm thinking it goes automatically to the servers. Like, I'm thinking it automatically goes to the servers. So I'm like, whatever.
For those servers that you felt bad, did you go back to that establishment?
What you mean?
Did you return? Did you go back?
I tipped them.
So then you tipped them.
No. I'm talking about when they told me at that situation.
You said, "Oh hell no, not on my watch."
I actually tipped them. I actually tipped them. I tipped them cash too, so they can get the money. Because I know as a server, when you do it on your card, it automatically goes to the system. But usually, if it's cash, people just put it in their pocket and it never happens.
So I hear, like, just like the homeless, you got to hear a story before you.
That's what it sounds like. Because if you want Casper to align with you and to believe in you, you gotta craft a good story for him.
Oh. Tell me why you're mad. Tell me why you're not getting paid. I got you. because their situation that they told you about is pretty standard across the board. A whole bunch of servers aren't getting paid by their employers, yet you're not tipping.
Yo, take it up. Yo, it's the system. Because the thing is, when I went to Italy, bro, Italy. But that's what I'm trying to say. We trying to say, like, oh, what happens when we talk about a system where you don't have to tip, right? And everything is, people always talk about a state where it's going to be so egregious and the standard.
Which it is.
And the standard, no, it wasn't.
Not in Italy, but here.
Why would it be different? Why would it be different?
Yo, because it's different countries. That's like going to Italy and tipping. Would you tip in Italy?
You don't need to. They don't tip. You don't
follow
tip.
the rules.
No,
it's a rebel.
No, actually.
Yo, go get yo. You don't follow societal norms. Did you drop? You know what I mean? I don't know what kind of money they got out in Italy. Did you drop a couple of those on them? You drop a couple euros on them?
You don't need to tip. It's automatically on your bill.
I understand that, but if I know you, which I know you,
so you followed the peer pressure of not tipping out there.
Yo, and that's it. Yo, that's it for this episode. That's it for this episode.
Exactly.
Server's gonna hate my ass. But I was a server, so I don't give a fuck. I do that shit sucked.